Welcome back to It's Your Environment. Randy Sthokal and I are talking about forestry and trees. It's something that has excited me my entire life, and I so envy Jim Zanovac for how he has done with his land, much better than I've done with mine. But we all try to use the trees to cover the scars of past mistakes, to repair things, stop fighting Mother Nature, start cooperative music that she's giving us. And the rewards are just unbelievable in terms of the birds we see, the wildlife we see, the enjoyment, the serenity, and every now and then we get a paycheck if we know what we're doing. There's something coming up very soon, Randy, in Madison that I want you to tell us about, because people who are interested in this can learn a lot and have a lot of fun, can't they?
Well, George, we're making history this year. We're hosting the National Tree Farmer Convention in Madison at the Monona Terrace. And in previous years, this has been primarily a tree farmer event where only tree farmers were invited. But as you mentioned earlier with Jim, it's now open to the public. So this is pretty exciting. We could have as many as 500 or 600 people in Madison October 11th through the 14th this year to learn more about forestry. And it's pretty exciting. There's a field day down in Cambridge at Joe Arrington's tree farm. This is a large property. And it's a neat story because it's similar to what you had mentioned earlier about healing the scars of the land. This was an area that was farmed, and there's a lot of farming that had taken place and degraded some parts of the land. Well, Joe is working on a plan that's going to encompass several generations, and he's in phase 1 right now. So a lot of younger plantings there and stuff. So it's pretty exciting. People have the chance to tour the property, talk to forestry professionals. There'll be some Wisconsin-style food and a band, and so we're pretty excited about that. And folks attending the convention will be able to go to that as part of their convention package, but Wisconsin folks also have the opportunity to sign up just for that field day. So this is kind of neat. We've never done that before either. You're not locked into going to the entire convention. You can come for the day and visit people from all over the country, so we're pretty excited.
What kind of educational subjects are going to be covered by the convention itself?
Well, during the convention, on the Friday sessions are indoor classes, and so they're going to touch on topics like conservation easements. They're going to also touch on topics relating to wildlife. Jim's got a segment on tracking wildlife on your property and how you can see what's out there and using some of the technology that's available. There's also going to be some discussion about markets, where wood products are heading. You know, what can you do as a landowner to position yourself for future harvests to maximize the economic benefits of your woods. We also have a political advocacy committee that goes and talks to Washington. Folks like Jim and Marlene, his wife, were flown in to talk with our representatives in Congress, and that's a big part of what we do, is trying to keep some of the issues facing family forest landowners front and center with some of the politicians in Washington. And so there'll be a discussion on that as well. And so it encompasses the whole program, and it's hard to cram it all into a few days like that, but it's certainly going to be exciting. And the sessions are concurrent, so no one will have to choose between two. They'll be able to attend all of them that afternoon.
Are there any other side trips?
Yes, there's a host of tours, and those are filling up as we speak. We have some, we're going out to see the Menominee Tribal Enterprises operation, which is unique in the country. We're also going to have some folks travel up to Titletown in Lambeau Field as part of that Northern Woods tour. We're also going to be going to some tree farms. Jim's is one, along with Evan Glenn Charleston, and so you're going to get to see some of the folks that we've had that have placed quite high. The Charlestons were Regional Outstanding Tree Farmers of the Year. We're also going to be touring the Central Sands area, a paper mill at Stora Enso, and the Leopold Shack, which is another unique feature, Aldo Leopold's house. And so people from all over the country are going to be able to take a tour through there.
Boy, those are all things that are going to be exciting to people, things that we have read about and heard about. And normally we would be a trespasser if we went to Jim's farm.
Yes.
Is there going to be a bus that takes a group of people?
Yep, it's going to be it's a nice tour bus. And the one nice thing about this year is in Wisconsin, we've had the benefit of listening to some of the other tours and from other states. And we found that on the buses, you know, one small thing is it's hard to hear on those buses. Well, the buses have these brand new sound systems, and so the bus tour itself, going to the trip, will be an opportunity for a professional forester on the bus to discuss with the landowners some interesting sites on the way there too.
Let me guess, camera, notebook, good footwear, a little rain gear. What else?
Well, it's Wisconsin, so it's hard to pack for the weather. But yeah, and there'll be a small snack pack provided to people on the tours to let them kind of nibble as they will and stuff. And lunch will be provided at all the field days. And
give us the dates again, if you would please, Randy.
It's October 11th through the 14th, and it's going to be held at the Monona Terrace. And if you want more information, again, the national website, treefarmsystem.org, is the place to go for all that. And this year, we're giving people the opportunity to sign up online, which is a pretty no-hassle way to get down there.
All right. And you're going to be there. What's your role?
My role is basically kind of filling in a lot of the gaps. We have a tremendous amount of volunteer help with both the state organizations like the DNR, Forest Industry, and other woodland organizations are all helping us out with this. So I basically will be kind of going from stop to stop, just making sure that everybody is having a good time.
And if you are interested in forestry, you can rub shoulders with up to 500 other people who are interested. Each of them has some expertise that somebody else doesn't have, and what a learning experience.
Yeah, not only talking to forest professionals, but often landowners are a very trusted source of advice to other landowners. You're finding it right from the horse's mouth, as it were, what's working and what's not. And so that opportunity to network, people are going to meet neighbors they didn't even know they had. And so it's going to be a pretty exciting time.
And it doesn't hurt to have a graduate from the forestry program at the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point.
There'll be several down there.
Randy, it was great to have you on the show.
Thank you. It was
Look
nice talking
forward
with
to
you.
that. I hope to take in a day of it myself.
Good. We'll be looking for you.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've been planting trees on our properties for more than 40 years. At first it was kind of hit and miss because we thought all we needed was a shovel and some trees, and the DNR was selling trees at a bargain price for all of those years, and the DNR still sells trees as a bargain price. It was a good activity and exercise for the family, for all of my youngsters and their friends, and then we got a tree planter, and some people like Lorraine Spanbauer would help us, and I don't know how many thousands of trees Lorraine has planted, bending her back and moving both hands so quickly on a tree planter. And then we got some expert advice in recent years. People who studied the land knew a little bit about the history of what kind of trees had been there in years gone by, and our success has been a lot better. We've had experts tell us that don't plant this, the deer are going to eat it. Don't plant that, the rabbits are going to eat it. Why don't you plant this and it'll help certain kind of wildlife that are native to this particular area. Now we have a lot of spruce trees, which the deer don't particularly like to eat. We have thousands of mourning doves coming into the spruce trees. We have a great deal of pleasure. I don't have to drive 7 hours to go up to the Apostle Islands, which I dearly love. I can get serenity by walking 100 yards behind my home and appreciate that future generations are going to enjoy it even more. Trees are good. See if you can take in a little bit of that great convention in Madison in October. That's my opinion. I'm George Curtis.